Good morning.
Welcome to the Monday hangout, car date,
Coffee,
picnic,
afternoon in the back of the car.
together. That was a long title.
Parking lot date.
There's your title for the video.
Oh, yeah. Guys, we had free coffees and I had a free cookie, so I got, have you ever tried this? It's so big, right? It's the kitchen sink cookie from Panera, and it's pretty good.
Is that good? Okay.
Salty.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
It's nice.
Can I tell It's Nice story?
It's nice.
Is that nice?
Is that nice?
Okay, I'll tell the story and you'll remember it.
Is that nice? I don't remember this.
So we're in Scotland.
Yeah?
What is that? Heat. It feels like heat is like blowing on us.
It's the car is on.
Oh.
It's off.
So we're in Scotland on the Royal Mile. We stop in this pub to get fish and chips or something. I don't remember what we ate. But we're sitting at this little table and this couple, maybe like our parents' age, did they come in after us and they sat down? I think so, because we had chips, which is French fries. And the husband and wife sit down pretty close to us, like the tables were pretty close. And he looks over and he's like, "Is that nice?" And it turns out that in Scotland they use the term nice, kind of like we would say good, like, "Is that good?" And he said, "Is that nice?" And I was like, yes, it's really good.
Like typically in America, we wouldn't use nice as an adjective for food. I feel like,
it would be
at least
like,
I wouldn't.
It's a nice shirt you're wearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think it struck us as funny.
It was like an interesting, you know.
So I think we like kind of like didn't really answer the question.
Yeah, I think we were like, uh-huh.
But he asked again.
He asked again, is that nice? And we were like, uh-huh.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then I think he said it a third or fourth time.
Oh,
and I was like, it's really nice. It was so fun. Like, those were the sorts of little things about Scotland where we were learning about the people and learning about how they communicate.
Yeah, because I think so much of Scotland, I remember when we first got there, Mary's like, it feels like America. Like, it doesn't feel much different. But then picking up on the little nuances that were different were fun for us. We were like, oh, the loaf of bread is bigger, and they call food nice, and
another French fry story from Scotland in which we learned even more about people. We were in a train station in the elevator, and I was in the wheelchair. I had a plate of
fish and chips,
a styrofoam plate, you know, to-go container, takeaway container, as they call it in Scotland. There was an older lady in the elevator with us, and I remember she looked down, she probably said, "Oh, that looks nice." And I was like, "Oh, do you want a French fry?" And she was like, "Oh, yes." And she reached right down and got a French fry, and it was like the sweetest thing.
Like, we felt like, of course she wouldn't like take a French fry from her lap, but of course she did, and we loved that she did.
Yeah, because it was not just a nicety for her to say, "Those look good." She was genuinely like, "Wow, those look good.
And I'll eat one if you offer it to me."
Yeah, and I was just like, that's so cool. Now, of course, it's a kind of a funny story being told in 2020 where that would never happen because of the pandemic.
Yeah,
but that was 6 years ago, and everybody was okay, and she enjoyed her French fry.
Guys, I don't know if you know this, if you're new around the Frey Life, you may not know that our video started with a trip to Scotland. And right before this pandemic broke out, I was getting at the place where I was really getting this itch to go back to Scotland for a visit, like to do a week.
Yeah.
And go do some of the things that we would have liked to do, or revisit the places that would be fun. And then this whole pandemic happened, so I don't know when in the future we'd be at a spot to do that, but I think that would be so fun.
So then the question is, my tendency says when we go back, we visit the same pizza place and the same coffee shop and the same little Christmas shop, and we walk by the red door where our front door was.
Yeah.
And we do all the things that we did, but we've also talked about doing the absolute opposite of that, and
doing
like
the things we didn't get to do.
Yeah, so going to the Highlands, and
spending more time up there, and I don't know, exploring more. I think it'll be if we go back, it'll be a completely different experience. Like if we have a rental car, and because we were kind of confined to public transit and using the wheelchair, and so I feel like we didn't go as like broad out into the city and that sort of thing, explore different areas. Like, do you remember the area, I'm trying to remember what it was called, but we like really loved it, but I feel like we were there only a couple of times when we were riding a bus through, and it was like real quaint, historic looking flats. And
I'm trying to think of, so it wasn't down by the charity shops.
No.
Because we talked about possibly moving to that area. So when we lived there, we found an apartment, a flat, and it fit in our budget, but it didn't have an elevator, and it was up 2 or 3 flights of stairs. And so the whole time we lived there, we looked at other apartments because we were like, we should just go ahead and move to a different apartment so that you don't have to carry me up the stairs. And we looked at a lot of apartments.
Yeah,
which
that was fun.
I'm
I'm glad we did that too.
Even though we never ended up moving, and that was perfectly fine because we were only there, I was only there for 4 months.
Yeah.
He went back for another month, but.
Wow, I'm so thankful we didn't move and
sign a lease.
Go through that, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so if we went back, you mentioned the pizza place. But sorry for the wind. The pizza place, what else did you say?
So the little coffee shop, the little tea house coffee shop, where they employed people who were in recovery.
Oh yeah.
I loved that coffee shop.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we would have to go to, you know what I'm gonna say.
What?
I forget the name of it. The dog cafe.
Oh yeah, Hema. I hope that's still there.
Yeah.
But because that was right around the corner from where we lived, and so that was a fun one. And we missed dogs so much, and it was dog friendly, and so
I'm trying to remember where that quaint place was.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
I remember you went to a little town that was like down some steps.
That's what I'm thinking of.
I don't know that I ever went.
Okay.
I think we drove by it and I was like, oh, is that the cute place you talked about?
Yeah.
But yeah, sometime maybe
it was like a little mill village or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. Anyways, that would be so fun to go back and just reminisce. I think we've been torn, like, talking about that. I mean, this is all like hypothetical and everything, but talking about, you know, if we had the energy and Mary's health's doing better to go travel, do we go back to Scotland and like reminisce, or do we go to Germany or somewhere that we haven't been? But
oh man, don't get me started thinking about that. Like, that would be amazing. Which, when we were in Scotland, we really had it in our minds, we should go to Germany while we're here. We both have loved like the thought of going to Germany.
Yeah.
And we would love to at some point if we're able. But for now, we're in the back of our car, and that is the best adventure that we can have.
That's pretty much as adventurous as we get right now, is coming out, grabbing some iced coffee and curbside pickup, and sitting in our car and having a little date. And thanks for joining us and reminiscing with us.
Yeah.
If we were to one day in the future go back to Scotland, what places from our vlogs, Scotland vlogs, would you want to see again?
Please don't say the hospital.
Yes, don't say that.
Anything but about that.
Leave it in the comments and leave your favorite Scotland moment if you've been around or watched some of those videos.
And if you haven't, I encourage you to go back. It is pretty hysterical to see 6 years ago, Peter and Mary.
I look like a 6-year-old with no beard.
And
as always,
Ollie.
we'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, Ollie boy. We'll see you tomorrow.